I'm Barış. Usually Ümit is the one behind these videos, but today I'm taking it for a spin. And we're going to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while now, and I think we don't think about that all that often. In consensus labs, our job is to see what AI can do. We keep pushing the boundaries of its capabilities. But we hardly spend any time thinking about what AI can't do, or even what the point of doing the things that AI can't is. And these days it's everywhere. It's doing tasks faster than before, more efficiently than before, and without our limitations. But what if these flaws, these inefficiencies are the very thing that make us human? What if these are the things that define us and not the perfect solutions or the streamlined workflows, but the gaps in them, the absences that push innovation? I want to rethink how we see AI. It's a mirror. It reflects certain aspects of what we do. It reflects efficiency, logic, patterns, but it fails to capture a full picture. It's not human, and therefore by necessity, what we see in our artificial reflection are only the things that fail to define us. In fact, it misses out on the very things that make us who we are. Its flaws, inefficiency, our inabilities. And born from those, our ability to create a vision. And AI is great at one thing, as I've been saying. It's efficient. It can optimize, predict, automate everything with precision. It sharpens our ability to get things done quickly and without error, but it shows us a version that is perfected, streamlined, error-free model of human behavior. However, here's the thing. Who we are is not that, at least at some level. The true meaning of being human is the imperfections, the inefficiencies. AI doesn't see our flaws. It simply sharpens what we give it. It takes data, patterns, results, and it can calculate the most efficient way to do anything. But it can never ask, why do we do these things? And in that regard, it's like a clockwork songbird. It's beautiful, it's intricate, it does wonderful things. It sings a perfectly timed tune. It can sing any song, but it can never decide to wind itself or start singing or decide it's had enough and decides that this situation doesn't call for a song, actually. It can never understand what it is doing. And it cannot ever embrace the chaos of reality. When, as humans, we encounter a problem that's not easy to solve, we look for new ways. And often these ways, these innovations, come from addressing the inefficiencies, the parts of the system that don't work. AI tells us how to optimize our processes, but it cannot ever tell us what processes are required. Consider how we've built our modern world, our civilization. The things we've invented, the breakthroughs we made, and none of them come from efficiency, at least efficiency alone. They come from our flaws, which in turn give way to needs, and through that need, we create new innovations. it gives us vision. For example, let's start with agriculture. Over approximately 12,000 years ago, humans invented farming. But they didn't invent it because it was the most efficient way. It wasn't invented because it was the most cost-effective. It was driven by survival. The early humans that started farming needed a stable food supply. But the thing was, it was not the most efficient use of time or resources. At the beginning, and for a good while after that, simple hunting and gathering was way more effective. Early farming it required hard labor, it required constant vigilance, it required trial and error. But this inefficiency led the way to one of humanity's greatest inventions. And the reason I call agriculture one of our greatest inventions is that it eventually led to a concept called division of labor. And I don't see it as a necessary stop on the way to achieving the emergence of philosophers, scientists, and other specialized roles. And from hunting and gathering to philosophers, the process that created that cannot be streamlined. It shouldn't have been. There was no clear linear path. Agriculture emerged organically and not by some grand vision of what society should become. The shift wasn't a result of a deliberate process. It was born out of necessity and imperfection. And from there, over time, there appeared a space for innovation, and ultimately that led to the development of civilizations. Another example would be the steam engine. When it was first conceived, there was no clear purpose to it. In its earliest form, it was just designed to spin a valve. It wasn't designed to solve a particular problem. It wasn't a deliberate step in a workflow. It was just a neat toy with very little practical use. And human creativity doesn't always work in a straight line. At least, or more truthfully, creativity in general does not work on a straight line. The steam engine existed because someone, likely out of sheer curiosity and ambition, wanted to see how it would work, what would happen. And it was inefficient, bulky, limited, but without purpose, without efficiency, we saw a space for imagination. And as the technology evolved, it was first started being used in pumping water out of mines. But then, after long detours and failure to meet practical needs, it fueled the industrial revolution. It powered trains, it created electricity, the modern world we know today. And they were not created efficiently. They could not have been, because they were not. It's impossible to think that, okay, you want trains, and first step to that is to creating an engine. That's not how innovation works or has ever worked. Or let's take space exploration. To reach the moon or send humans to orbit, it wasn't a matter of creating an efficient means to travel. We needed to overcome a problem we didn't even truly understand. We wanted to explore, to push the boundaries of our own planet. And At the time, it was truly and uniquely stupid. There was no reason. But why did we do it? It wasn't for efficiency. It was driven by a need, a human need to overcome the limitations of existence, to explore, to prove something to ourselves. And that is the power of inefficiency. It forces us to look beyond what's working and what can we create next. Space exploration was born out of a need to know the unknown. AI could never generate that need. It simply follows instructions. We, on the other hand, create problems because in those gaps, we see opportunity. We are the creators of need, and we don't just find solutions. We ask questions, challenge the status quo, and often they are messy, they are inefficient, but that is how you move toward new things. Without arts, technology, or social movements, which are not simple perfections of existing things, how could we recognize something isn't right? That there was a gap and we needed something different. AI cannot have those needs. It doesn't see the gaps. It walks faster than anything before, but only on the paths we have created first. It can help us create those visions, but we have to provide it with visions first. In conclusion, being human isn't about efficiency. It's not about getting things right all the time. It's about recognizing an imperfection and using it and embracing it. Embracing our flaws, our inefficiencies, our needs, and using them to drive us to innovate, to envision. Like I said, AI is a mirror, but it reflects only things that are not us. Next time you encounter a flaw, don't rush to fix it. Take a step back and ask yourself, what is this inefficiency asking me to do? What vision can this flaw lead me towards? Because in the age of AI, it's still our imperfections that will continue to shape the future. That's all from me. If you enjoyed this video, please like and let me know your thoughts. Bye.